So glad to have you. Working on everything. We're getting ready to start Bible Worldwide. Welcome. Yeah, we're going to be putting this one in webcam and we're going to share our screen. There we go. Alrighty then. All right, guys, I'm in. Let's see. Still working on my other ones. Just a minute. Hi, everybody. We're doing Bible Worldwide tonight. I hope you guys will join me. Trying to get my other devices on. I've already got it live on YouTube. We got 4 followers, 1 like so far. Let's change this. It's not Sunday night worship no more. Let's do Bible Worldwide. Now, this season, you guys, we call them seasons because we've already read it through 4 times. So this is our 5th time reading it. And we've moved through different versions of the Bible reading it. So just to make sure everybody, make sure everybody kind of understands what we're doing. Let me finish this real quick. Alex, welcome to the live. I don't need to put the date, I don't guess, because I'm live. All right, let's put TikTok on. Y'all, I haven't felt like doing much. My bed ain't made, so that's why we're doing this. I am tired today. I had to go to the doctor 2 times because I hadn't been able to get out of the house, out of our driveway. And so I had to reschedule all my doctor's appointments. I did have praise report. I did have the cardiology thing today. I had an echocardiogram done. And the young lady who was taking all the shots and the pictures and everything doing the test, she said, well, we aren't going to keep you. There's no reason for concern today. So hopefully that's a good sign that things are going good. Stay in the call. We don't want people to see my ring. All right, how do we get in here with this? Let me get in here and work it out. TikTok's so funny. So we're not doing anybody coming up tonight. We never do that when we're doing Bible Worldwide, unless you want a part of it and you want to read. So that's the big thing. I don't know if I need to change it. I don't guess I do. All right, everybody see pretty good. The light is mostly down on the bottom because I'm going to be reading. And actually, what did I do with my iPad? Because we were having that read it. There it is. Give me 1 second. If it's charged. It's easier if it reads it for us. So I like the thought of it. I don't know how to use it very well, but yeah, I got 100%. So we're good. All right. Bible Worldwide or Bible Gateway. Just get everything pulled up. It's already there. Praise the Lord. Let's pray over the word real quick, everybody. It's got a commercial anyway. Let's pray over the word that we receive it and that we are able to understand what the Lord has for us today. Okay. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for all that you give us, Lord. Thank you for the good report that I got today. Being able to get out. I pray that we are able to get out tomorrow to take my dad to the doctor as well. God, I pray that you will touch our hearts, our minds, our spirits, Lord, to receive the word today. We come expecting that we're going to learn something new. We come expecting that your word will resonate in our hearts, transform us into more like Christ. Help us, guide us, lead the way, Father, because we don't want to go anywhere that you are not there. Be with each and every person under the sound of my voice that is joining this live tonight, and even those who may watch the recording after. God bless it, and all we do not let your word come back void. Your promise in the Bible says that, Lord. So we faithfully walk this out and read the Bible publicly to everyone who will hear. And God, I thank them for coming in and spending time with me, but most of all, seeking you and wanting to know your word. Bless it, God, and give it power to change the hearts of those that hear. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right. In YouTube, we have some people that don't like the thought, but that'll be okay. We'll still let them hang out because they might learn something. And I've had people be very gracious to me and tolerate a lot of my stuff. So we're going to tolerate a lot of theirs. Got me? I just won't read their comments. That's pretty much the only thing I won't do. I'll just let them keep on watching. Here we go. Now I got to change it in here because they won't let us go back with the other speakers because they only have New Testament. I don't know why, but it is. After this, guys, we go into Joshua, which I love Joshua. He helped him get to the promised land. All right, here we go.
Deuteronomy 16. Observe the month of Abib, and keep the Passover to the Lord your God. For in the month of Abib the Lord your God brought you out of Egypt by night. And you shall offer the Passover sacrifice to the Lord your God from the flock or the herd, at the place that the Lord will choose, to make his name dwell there. You shall eat no leavened bread with it. 7 days you shall eat it with unleavened bread, the bread of affliction. For you came out of the land of Egypt in haste, that all the days of your life you may remember the day when you came out of the land of Egypt. No leaven shall be seen with you in all your territory for 7 days. Nor shall any of the flesh that you sacrifice on the evening of the first day remain all night until morning. You may not offer the Passover sacrifice within any of your towns that the Lord your God is giving you, but at the place that the Lord your God will choose to make his name dwell in it. There you shall offer the Passover sacrifice in the evening at sunset, at the time you came out of Egypt. And you shall cook it and eat it at the place that the Lord your God will choose. And in the morning you shall turn and go to your tents. For 6 days you shall eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day there shall be a solemn assembly to the Lord your God. You shall do no work on it. You shall count 7 weeks. Begin to count the 7 weeks from the time the sickle is first put to the standing grain. Then you shall keep the Feast of Weeks to the Lord your God, with the tribute of a freewill offering from your hand, which you shall give as the Lord your God blesses you. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God, you and your son and your daughter, your male servant and your female servant, the Levite who is within your towns, the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow who are among you, at the place that the Lord your God will choose to make his name dwell there. You shall remember that you were a slave in Egypt, and you shall be careful to observe these statutes. You shall keep the Feast of Booths 7 days, when you have gathered in the produce from your threshing floor and your winepress. You shall rejoice in your feast, you and your son and your daughter, servant and your female servant, the Levite, the sojourner, the fatherless, and the widow who are within your towns. For 7 days you shall keep the feast to the Lord your God at the place that the Lord will choose, because the Lord your God will bless you in all your produce and in all the work of your hands, so that you will be altogether joyful. 3 times a year, all your males shall appear before the Lord your God at the place that he will choose, at the feast of unleavened bread, at the feast of weeks, and at the feast of booths. They shall not appear before the Lord empty-handed. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord your God that he has given you. You shall appoint judges and officers in all your towns that the Lord your God is giving you, according to your tribes, and they shall judge the people with righteous judgment. You shall not pervert justice. You shall not show partiality, and you shall not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and subverts the cause of the righteous. Justice, and only justice you shall follow, that you may live and inherit the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not plant any tree as an Asherah beside the altar of the Lord your God that you shall make, and you shall not set up a pillar which the Lord your God hates. Deuteronomy 17. You shall not sacrifice to the Lord your God an ox or a sheep in which is a blemish, any defect whatever, for that is an abomination to the Lord your God. If there is found among you within any of your towns that the Lord your God is giving you, a man or woman who does what is evil in the sight of the Lord your God, in transgressing his covenant, and has gone and served other gods and worshipped them, or the sun, or the moon, or any of the host of heaven which I have forbidden, and it is told you, and you hear of it, then you shall inquire diligently, and if it is true and certain that such an abomination has been done in Israel, then you shall bring out to your gates that man or woman who has done this evil thing, and you shall stone that man or woman to death with stones. On the evidence of 2 witnesses, or of 3 witnesses, the one who is to die shall be put to death. A person shall not be put to death on the evidence of 1 witness. The hand of the witnesses shall be first against him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. If any case arises requiring decision between one kind of homicide and another, one kind of legal right and another, or one kind of assault and another, any case within your towns that is too difficult for you, then you shall arise and go up to the place that the Lord your God will choose, and you shall come to the Levitical priests and to the judge who is in office in those days, and you shall consult them, and they shall declare to you the decision. Then you shall do according to what they declare to you from that place that the Lord will choose. And you shall be careful to do according to all that they direct you, according to the instructions that they give you, and according to the decision which they pronounce to you, you shall do. You shall not turn aside from the verdict that they declare to you, either to the right hand or to the left. The man who acts presumptuously, by not obeying the priest who stands to minister there before the Lord your God or the judge, that man shall die. So you shall purge the evil from Israel, and all the people shall hear and fear, and not act presumptuously again. When you come to the land that the Lord your God is giving you, and you possess it and dwell in it, and then say, I will set a king over me, like all the nations that are around me. You may indeed set a king over you, whom the Lord your God will choose. One from among your brothers you shall set as king over you. You may not put a foreigner over you, who is not your brother. Only he must not acquire many horses for himself, or cause the people to return to Egypt in order to acquire many horses, since the Lord has said to you, you shall never return that way again. And he shall not acquire many wives for himself, lest his heart turn away, nor shall he acquire for himself excessive silver and gold. And when he sits on the throne of his kingdom, he shall write for himself in a book a copy of this law, approved by the Levitical priests, and it shall be with him, and he shall read in it all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, by keeping all the words of this law and these statutes and doing them, that his heart may not be lifted up above his brothers, and that he may not turn aside from the commandment, either to the right hand or to the left, so that he may continue long in his kingdom, he and his children in Israel. Deuteronomy 18. The Levitical priests, all the tribe of Levi, shall have no portion or inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the Lord's food offerings as their inheritance. They shall have no inheritance among their brothers. The Lord is their inheritance, as he promised them. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from those offering a sacrifice, whether an ox or a sheep. They shall give to the priest the shoulder, and the 2 cheeks, and the stomach, the first fruits of your grain, of your wine, and of your oil, and the first fleece of your sheep you shall give him. For the Lord your God has chosen him out of all your tribes to stand and minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons for all time. And if a Levite comes from any of your towns out of all Israel, where he lives, and he may come when he desires, to the place that the Lord will choose, and ministers in the name of the Lord his God, like all his fellow Levites who stand to minister there before the Lord, then he may have equal portions to eat, besides what he receives from the sale of his patrimony. When you come into the land that the Lord your God is giving you, you shall not learn to follow the abominable practices of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone who burns his son or his daughter as an offering, anyone who practices divination, or tells fortunes, or interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or a charmer, or a medium, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For whoever does these things is an abomination.
Don't even play with the Ouija board.
Because of these abominations, the Lord your God is driving them out before you. You shall be blameless before the Lord your God. For these nations which you are about to dispossess,
thank you for the gift, Mayor.
Listen to fortune tellers and to diviners. But as for you, the Lord your God has not allowed you to do this. The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet, like me, from among you, from your brothers. It is to him you shall listen. Just as you desired of the Lord your God at Horeb on the day of the assembly, when you said, Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, or see this great fire any more, lest I die. And the Lord said to me, They are right in what they have spoken. I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brothers. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I command him. And whoever will not listen to my words that he shall speak in my name, I myself will require it of him. But the prophet who presumes to speak a word in my name that I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other gods, that same prophet shall die. And if you say in your heart, How may we know the word that the Lord has not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the word does not come to pass or come true, that is a word that the Lord has not spoken. The prophet has spoken it presumptuously. You need not be afraid of him. Deuteronomy 19.
We're going to go ahead and go to
probably the nations whose land the Lord your God is giving you,
here.
And you dispossess them and dwell in their cities and in their houses. You shall set apart 3 cities for yourselves in the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess.
34.
You shall measure the distances and divide into 3 parts the area of the land that the Lord your God gives you as a possession, so that any manslayer can flee to them. This is the provision for the manslayer, who by fleeing there may save his life. If anyone kills his neighbor unintentionally without having hated him in the past, as when someone goes into the forest with his neighbor to cut wood, and his hand swings the axe to cut down a tree, and the head slips from the handle and strikes his neighbor so that he dies, he may flee to one of these cities and live, lest the avenger of blood in hot anger pursue the manslayer and overtake him, because the way is long, and strike him fatally, though the man did not deserve to die, since he had not hated his neighbor in the past. Therefore I command you, you shall set apart 3 cities. And if the Lord your God enlarges your territory, as he has sworn to your fathers, and gives you all the land that he promised to give to your fathers, provided you are careful to keep all this commandment which I command you today, by loving the Lord your God and by walking ever in his ways, then you shall add 3 other cities to these 3, lest innocent blood be shed in your land, that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance, and so the guilt of bloodshed be upon you. But if anyone hates his neighbor, and lies in wait for him, and attacks him, and strikes him fatally, so that he dies, and he flees into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and take him from there, and hand him over to the avenger of blood, so that he may die. Your eye shall not pity him, but you shall purge the guilt of innocent blood from Israel, so that it may be well with you. You shall not move your neighbor's landmark, which the men of old have set, in the inheritance that you will hold in the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. A single witness shall not suffice against a person for any crime or for any wrong in connection with any offense that he has committed. Only on the evidence of 2 witnesses, or of 3 witnesses, shall a charge be established. If a malicious witness arises to accuse a person of wrongdoing, then both parties to the dispute shall appear before the Lord, before the priests and the judges who are in office in those days. The judges shall inquire diligently, and if the witness is a false witness, and has accused his brother falsely, then you shall do to him as he had meant to do to his brother. So you shall purge the evil from your midst. And the rest shall hear and fear, and shall never again commit any such evil among you. Your eye shall not pity. It shall be life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Deuteronomy 20.
We'll do it here and then we'll end.
When you go out to war against your enemies,
It's only
and
been
see
15 minutes,
and
y'all.
chariots and an army larger than your own, you shall not be afraid of them. For the Lord your God is with you, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. And when you draw near to the battle, the priest shall come forward and speak to the people, and shall say to them, Hear, O Israel, today you are drawing near for battle against your enemies. Let not your heart faint. Do not fear or panic or be in dread of them. The Lord your God is he who goes with you to fight for you against your enemies, to give you the victory. Then the officers shall speak to the people, saying, Is there any man who has built a new house and has not dedicated it? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. And is there any man who has planted a vineyard and has not enjoyed its fruit? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man enjoy its fruit. And is there any man who has betrothed the wife and has not taken her? Let him go back to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her. And the officers shall speak further to the people and say, Is there any man who is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go back to his house, lest he make the heart of his fellows melt like his own. And when the officers have finished speaking to the people, then commanders shall be appointed at the head of the people. When you draw near to a city to fight against it, offer terms of peace to it. And if it responds to you peaceably and it opens to you, then all the people who are found in it shall do forced labor for you and shall serve you. But if it makes no peace with you, but makes war against you, then you shall besiege it. And when the Lord your God gives it into your hand, you shall put all its males to the sword. But the women and the little ones, the livestock and everything else in the city, all its spoil, you shall take as plunder for yourselves. And you shall enjoy the spoil of your enemies, which the Lord your God has given you. Thus you shall do to all the cities that are very far from you, which are not cities of the nations here. But in the cities of these people that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance, you shall save alive nothing that breathes, but you shall devote them to complete destruction. The Hittites and the Amorites, the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the Hivites and the Jebusites, as the Lord your God has commanded, that they may not teach you to do according to all their abominable practices that they have done for their gods, and so you sin against the Lord your God. When you besiege a city for a long time, making war against it in order to take it, you shall not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them. You may eat from them, but you shall not cut them down. Are the trees in the field human, that they should be besieged by you? Only the trees that you know are not trees for food you may destroy and cut down, that you may build siege works against the city that makes war with you until it falls.
All right, we'll stop there. Let me get, where's my pencil? That's crazy. I think I don't have one in here, but then again, there it is. It was hiding. I wanted to get you guys, I'm just kind of floored about what, I had to do some kind of a test to see what kind of a person I am for my Bible thing, for my school stuff, and I kind of want to get it out and read it because I'm amazed about it. Give me just a minute to go get it. It's on my printer. I got to review it and talk to my professors about it. And I mean, I just kind of looked over it a little bit to see what it was about, what it was saying. I couldn't believe it. And the type of people that are like me it struck me like, huh? Really? So I'm going to get it out and read a little bit because I'm pretty excited. Especially because one of them was a very public figure for the Christian faith, which is pretty exciting for me. This may break my stapler. I have one already that I've done this many and it's broken it. I need to get a real full size one. Maybe I'll do that next. All right, we got it through there halfway. Hope I didn't break it. We'll see. All right, it's called the Maxwell Leadership. I don't know if you can see that. Maxwell Leadership, and it's got mine. And it says my style is a peacemaker. That's what I got. Now, I can tell you this much. A lot of the things that it says in here is true about me. I'm not going to lie. However, I don't have a problem with confrontation anymore. And maybe that was just something that I learned from my past therapist lady, because she said, that's the only way you're going to get any change. I said, really? She said, yeah. All right. So it says here, your report uses the DISC personality system. The DISC personality is the universal language of behavior. Research has shown that behavioral characteristics can be grouped together in 4 major groups. People with similar styles tend to exhibit specific behavioral characteristics common to that style. All people share these 4 styles in varying degrees of intensity. The acronym DISC stands for the 4 personality styles represented by the letter. It says D is for dominant driver. I stands for influencing and inspiring. S stands for steady and stable. And C stands for correct and compliant. Knowledge of the DISC system empowers you to understand yourself, family members, co-workers, and friends in a profound way. Understanding behavioral style helps you become a better communicator, minimize or prevent conflicts, appreciate the differences in others, and positively influence those around you. In the course of daily life, you can observe behavioral styles in action because you interact with each style to varying degrees every day. As you think about your family members, friends, and coworkers, you will discover different personalities unfold before your eyes. Do you know someone who is assertive, to the point, and wants the bottom line? Some people are forceful, direct, and strong-willed. This is the D style. Do you have any friends who are great communicators and friendly to everyone they meet? My husband was that way, Johnny's dad. Some people are optimistic, friendly, and talkative. This is the I style. Do you have any family member who are good listeners and great team players? Some people are steady, patient, loyal, and practical. This is the S style. Have you ever worked with someone who enjoys gathering facts and details and is thorough in all activities? Some people are precise, sensitive, and analytical. The chart below helps put the 4 dimensions of behavior into perspective. Thank you so much for the gift. This person seeks control. So I'm going to go through all 4 of them and tell you what they seek. So the D, dominant, says they seek control. The I seeks recognition. The S seeks acceptance, and the C accepts currency. So we're talking about that acronym DISC. Now, the D person, their strength is they are good in administration, leadership, and determination. The I person is good at persuading, enthusiasm, and entertaining. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this because I personally think that I have different attributes than being the one that they gave me. But I'm going to talk about it, okay? Because I know for a fact that I used to be this person that they're talking about. But I have learned to be a leader and step out and, give people different jobs and things like that. So we'll talk about it in a minute. The I person, their strength is persuading people, their enthusiasm, and their entertaining. The S person is their strengths are listening, and they are good with teamwork, and they follow through. And then the C person, their strength is planning, systems, and orchestrations. Challenges. This is the challenges for each one of those acronyms. The D person, that's assertive and controlling. They're impatient, insensitive, and poor listeners. The I person, they have a lack of detail. They have a short attention span, and they have low follow through. Okay. Then you have the S person, and that person is oversensitive. They're slow to begin the process, and they dislike change. The C person is the person who likes perfection, critical, and sometimes unresponsive. All right, so the D person in this, they dislike inefficiency and indecision. The I person they do not like routines and complexity. The S person does not like insensitivity or impatient people. So let me just say the dominant person, is that what it is? Yeah, they're impatient. So S and D are going to have a lot of troubles. Let's keep going. The C person does not like disorganization or impropriety. I don't know what that word is. We have to look that one up. All right. Then the D person, it says the decisions that they make. For the D person, it is decisive. For the I person, it is spontaneous. For the S person, it is conferring. And for the C person, it is methodical. Because human personality is comprised of varying intensities of the 4 behavioral styles, the DISC graph helps make the personality style more visible. The DISC graph plots the intensity of each of the 4 styles. All points above the midline are stronger intensities, while points below the midline are lesser intensities of DISC characteristics. It is possible to look at the DISC graph and instantly know the personality and behavioral characteristic of an individual. All right, so graph 1 represents your public self. Graph 2 represents your private self. And graph 3 represents your perceived self. So we've got the mask, the core, and the mirror. Pretty close to the mirror. All right, here's what mine says. Your behavioral style. Okay, I don't know. It just kind of goes over a bunch of stuff. I'll read it. I don't know how much it's going to make sense. This section of the report provides you insight into your DISC behavioral style. This is sometimes referred to your personality style. It helps you better understand your preferred and predictable behavior in your environment and when you interact with others. Know yourself. The next page will give you a fun look into some famous people in history who share your behavioral style. Then you will see a description of the personal behavioral style. You will find a general explanation along with insight into what motivates you and your preferred ideal environment. The general characteristics are a great summary of your style. You will want to pay careful attention to the sections of motivated by an ideal environment. Understanding your motivation will help provide clarity on what will empower you to sustain interest and focus. Understanding your ideal environment will help you discover and align with the surroundings needed for you to bring your best work forward. Grow yourself. As you read through your style description, create a list of questions for your Maxwell Disc associate so that you can add more value so they can add more value to you and this experience. Especially make notes on the key points found in the blue boxes. John Maxwell says that success is knowing yourself and your purpose in life, growing to reach your maximum potential and sowing seeds that benefit others. You will want to focus effort in those particular areas to be more successful. Here are a few Maxwell leadership growth programs that will help you to be more proactive in that journey to success. How to be a real success. Success is not a destination, it is a process. In this program, you will learn the key you need to succeed, no matter what role you are in. You will achieve great things by understanding 4 important success building areas: relationships, equipping, attitude, and leadership. Becoming a person of influence. Positively impact the lives of others. Whatever your vocation or aspiration, you can increase your impact on others by becoming a person of influence. In this program, you will learn simple and insightful ways to interact more positively with others. Your personal and organizational success will go off the charts. Put your dream to the test. What do you need to make your dreams come true? Your dream has power. It can inspire and empower you, but can it reward you? Your John Maxwell team member will show you how to crystallize your vision and galvanize your commitment. Intentional living. Deep down, what does every person want most? To live a life that matters. We all want to feel like the time we spent on earth made a difference. How do we achieve that? John Maxwell believes the answer is intentional living. John says, when you intentionally use your influence every day to bring about positive change in the lives of others, you achieve significance. There is a big difference between a life of good intentions and an intentional life. Now, this is about me, so I would suggest if you want to go and learn about it, to do the Maxwell, what's his name? Maxwell Leadership Survey, I guess, or something like that. But this is all mine. These are the famous people who have the same characteristics as me, which I found to be quite amazing. Billy Graham. Imagine that. Billy Graham was the same personality as mine. He was the U.S. Protestant evangelist. Born the son of a North Carolina farmer, Graham was converted to Christianity at the age of 16. 6 years later, he was ordained a Baptist minister. His kind nature and the manner in which he cared for people, combined with the evangelist, evangelistic, there we go, focus of the Baptist Church, drew his attention to the vast need of the unconverted people of the world. He determined to give up his pastorate and pursue full-time evangelistic crusades. In his first high-profile crusade in Los Angeles in 1949, he preached to 350,000 people. His preaching, broadcasting, films, and books have been used as a means of converting millions of people to Christianity. From President Eisenhower on, it has become almost obligatory, I think. I don't know if that's how you say it or not. Remember, I have that other dude read everything for me because some of the reading stuff I'm reading, I don't know how to say it. I had to go to speech classes, for Pete's sake. All right. For the U.S. president to be seen as one in company of Graham, which means he was even with the higher ups. This got a quotation. Christians should never fail to sense the operation of an angelic glory. It forever eclipses the world of demonic powers as the sun does a candle's light. All right. Another person that they have is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was another one. I'm just like, what? That's so cool. A Yugoslavian missionary, a Catholic missionary to India. Mother Teresa exhibited the kind and caring nature of the peacemaker with her concern for people and their needs, especially those who could not care for themselves. I think that's me. She received medical training in France and immediately returned to Calcutta to begin caring for the destitute children. Mother Teresa found her order of sisters in 1950 and opened her house for the dying in 1952. Displaying this style's desire to provide a secure environment to those at a time of great insecurity. Her consistent and selfless efforts on behalf of the Indian people won Mother Teresa the Nobel Peace Prize in 1979. Here's another quotation. Let no one ever come to you without leaving better and happier. Be the living expression of God's kindness. Kindness in your face, kindness in your eyes, kindness in your smile. We cannot do great things. We can only do little things with great love. I like that. That's beautiful. Description. Understanding your style. Crystal's style is identified by the keyword peacemaker. Crystal, as a peacemaker style, is kind in nature and is very detail-oriented. Peacemakers are caring about the people around them and possess the qualities that make them very meticulous at task completion. Crystal likes to look around carefully before making any decisions and weigh how it will affect people. At times, being overly cautious. If peacemakers feel someone is taking advantage of a situation, they will slow down processes so that they can watch what is going on around them. Crystal is loyal to supported leaders and is an excellent person to have on the team. Peacemakers carefully and consistently work through situations. They tend to show anxiety when put in a situation where they feel obligated to make decisions that may negatively affect others. Crystal wants stability and exhibits stability in relationships, needing a protected and secure environment. I am that way. I like that better. Peacemakers enjoy people, but prefer a few close friends to many acquaintances. They like small groups rather than crowds. They are overly sensitive and don't handle criticism well. Can you tell? They need to develop confidence and be more independent. I think I found that, you guys. Looking at my life, I think I found that. I think I'm there. Crystal is very concerned about what people think and avoids conflicts, which makes it difficult when you're doing a job like this. Because this kind of job, doing this in front of a bunch of people, you have all kinds of people. Not be nice. So I have to put on a thick skin. Amen. Anyhow, if you don't like it, sorry. Precision is imperative in everything Crystal does. Peacemakers can be counted on to carry out any tasks correctly. They want exact facts and figures before they will make a decision. They feel uneasy when forced to make a quick decision. They often keep feelings to themselves. Others may not be aware of their strong beliefs. Peacemakers do not blow up easily, but after a point, they will make their feelings known to everyone. And I'm pretty sure some people have seen that in me. Crystal wants a stable home and work environment that promotes security. The more stable and non-confrontational the environment, the happier a peacemaker will be. Because this individual cares about how others feel, Crystal may feel uncomfortable making decisions that strongly affect others. An encourager to others, Crystal promotes involvement in the decision-making process and prefers to work in a team role. Others tend to see them as agreeable and humble. I'm telling you, the Lord has done a flip-flop on that hodel. I'm pretty headstrong now that the Lord's convinced me. He had to do a lot of convincing because of the way I am. But I'm pretty much convinced that it has to be a spirit-filled place that I work for. I'm not going to just go work at a Baptist church or, no offense, I love Baptist people, but they don't have the Holy Ghost moving there. And I've already made my mind up. I'm not going to be a part of something that I don't see physically, people worshiping God in spirit and in truth, and like letting the Lord consume their heart, mind, body, and soul. That's what I've decided. All right. Crystal prefers a rational and moderate approach when first entering new situation and tries to avoid extremes. Crystal likes the company of others, but is equally comfortable spending a quiet evening alone. A realist who always weighs options before making a decision to move ahead. Crystal thinks through alternatives, and choices carefully. Crystal values close personal relationships and will often put the needs and desires of those who are loyal friends ahead of his or her own. This is an even-paced individual who thrives in a peaceful, harmonious environment. Crystal will work to avoid conflict and sudden changes in lifestyle and find joy in keeping tradition. Neat and orderly, others usually see Crystal as practical. This individual needs adequate information to make decisions and will consider the pros and cons. Crystal may be sensitive to criticism and will tend to internalize emotions. Crystal likes to clarify expectations before undertaking new projects and will follow a logical process to gain successful results. Communicating. Communicating with the peacemaker style. Knowledge comes, but wisdom lingers, by Albert Lord Tennyson. Remember, a peacemaker may want security in situations, sincerity or sincere appreciation, repeated work patterns, time to adjust to change, limited territory of responsibility, identification with group, and areas of specialization, clear definitions of their roles. Yeah, because I'll run the whole dadgum thing if you let me. I'm sorry. I wasn't like that before, y'all. I was always a follower. That's why I'm saying it sounds a lot like what I used to be. A follower. I'll just go in and be a part of what you're doing. Can I be a part of what you're doing? Let me go help you out. I'll go tell me what I'm supposed to do. What can I do? Can I go pray for somebody? Hello there. Good to see her. She came in at least. Greatest fear is loss of security, being criticized. Guess what? I think I've gotten over those fears. The loss of security is not a big deal to me. I've lost my home so many times. I lost my animals so many times. And being criticized from day one, darling. From day one. So it's no biggie to me no more. So this is not exactly, maybe my soul, the way I really am and want to be, came through in this complication, in this test. When communicating with Crystal, a peacemaker, they want you to do this. Create a favorable environment that is personal and agreeable. Express a genuine interest in them as a person. Yeah, I've already been through that too. I've had people who I thought were my really closest friends say, I don't give a blank about you. After I said, yeah, I want to work this out. I really care about you. I don't give a about you. That's what they told me. I'm like, okay, I see how you are. I see you now. And after that, the loyalty was gone out the window. Don't even try, honey. You done burned that bridge completely down. All right, provide them with clarification for tasks and answers to how questions. Be patient and give them follow-up support. Present ideas or departure from current practices in a non-threatening manner. Give them time to adjust. Y'all, I'm sure this would have worked out great for the little girl I was before, but life turned me different. Clearly define goals, procedures, and their role in the overall plan. When communicating with Crystal, a peacemaker, do not be pushy. I can guarantee you that ain't going to work well with me. Overly aggressive. Don't do that to me. Or if you're demanding, I can tell you right now, there's been men that I've talked to that were like, can I call you like now? And we just started talking like through text. I'm like, nope, you can't. Sorry, you're going to have to wait a little bit. And I already like, after that was said, bloop, block. You're done. I ain't talking to you. I even did it to Darren. Yep. I was like, I ain't talking. He gave me like a whole page text. I mean, it was long. And I was mad at men altogether. I wasn't having it. I had to wind up asking him out after that. It was crazy. All right. While analyzing Crystal, which takes confidence, so this whole deal about no confidence, they got me messed up. I'm getting it real good. I ain't never had it, but I got it now. Because I don't care what you think. I know who I am. That's the point, see? So this whole test that they did, this is what I'm talking about. This is a Christian thing I'm doing, and they're wanting to put me in a box. Y'all, I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. I'm gonna try to fit in the box for them to get this schooling done. But they can't put God in a box. If God wants me to be bold enough to stand up in front of millions of people, I'm going to do it. He'll give me the strength and my knees knocking and everything else. If that's what he wants me to do, I'm going to do it. Be openly agreeable. Hold on. This is what you may do. Be openly agreeable, but inwardly unyielding. Internalize their concerns and doubts. Oh, this is what they may do. Sorry. It's so confusing. Hesitate to share feedback during presentations. Require additional information and supporting materials. Hesitate to share feedback during a presentation. Nope. That is not me. I'm like raising my hand in the middle of church going, I got something to say. Nobody ever calls on me hardly. But yeah, I'm not that person. See how they put me in a box? So when we have that conversation, I'll be like, okay. I don't see that, but okay. My goodness. I'll be glad when this weather's gone, y'all. I can't wait for spring. Who couldn't agree with me on that? I'm tired of cold weather. Tired of it. Still can't bend that thumb. It won't even go down now. I had a shot in it today. They gave me a shot right here. Right in that part right there. It was hurting, y'all. And I got an IV right there. See it? I don't know if you can see it or not. But they had to do some checking on my heart. All right, here are the motivational characteristics for me. Are y'all listening? Security, correct procedures. Make sure you get it down right. Tell you what I do. What I've learned is there's always a pattern to whatever you're doing. And if I figure that pattern out, then we will have it down. So it's a matter of just me learning the process. And when I get the process down, we're good. Evaluates others by precise standards based on what they do. I do agree with that. Stability. Are you going to be there when you say you're going to be there? Why do you think I've been having problems? That's why I have a problem with dating. I haven't found a persistent man who is continually, no matter what attitude I have, they're going to say, I'm here for you if you need me or whatever. I need that in my life. I'm only going to be there today and tomorrow you can't guarantee, you can't depend on me. I do not want a undependable man, period. Nope. Influences others by attention to detail and dependability. So that's why I want somebody else like me. Quality and correctness oriented, dependable, and consistent. This is my quality for the value of the team. Overuses caution and dependency. That's not me anymore. Sorry. Reactions to pressure, stubborn, fearful, hold grudges. I don't know that I hold grudges anymore. I pray for people. I get mad. You know, I kind of probably do hold grudges. Like the people that ask me out immediately, like I was just telling you about. So you've already been blocked. I'm just protecting my peace. So come on. Everybody deserves to do that. Fears of abandonment and antagonism. I have to look up that word. I don't know what that one is. I think it means criticism kind of deal. Area of improvement. Develop confidence and independence. Do you think I have that now? Be more flexible. Yeah. And do not fear confrontation. That one is a little harder for me, but I've got the confidence and independence down. And the part about being more flexible. If people will come in and join me and they want to do some at a different time, I'm for it. Communicating says value to the group, reliable, steady, and loyal team member. I'll be there for you. You got me involved in it. I'll be there for you if I can. If I'm not there, it's usually because there's some kind of situation at the home front, or there's some kind of situation that I got to be involved in and I can't. Maybe I'm exhausted. I'm going to tell you right now, with my health, it's very hard to get out. Y'all don't even realize the kind of stuff I have to go through. Compliant towards authority. And I've had people tell me they won't take my authority. Well, number one, if you're pushy and you won't let me speak, then you are not a good leader. Not to mention, if you don't have any idea what you're doing as a leader, I'm not listening. I need to see a leader being patient, kind, trustworthy, where they don't flip flop every other day just because they get their feelings hurt that you wasn't there on Sunday. Man, I'm harsh, ain't I? Do I have a problem with confrontation? I don't think so. I'll tell any of them, look, I'll be here when I can. You better believe I'll be here when I can. If I can do it at home, like this right here, you better believe it. I'm going to be 100% there. Even if I got to go in there and slab on some makeup and throw myself together for it, I'll be there as long as I can be in my home. But when I got to get out of this driveway, I'm telling you all right now, my nephew came over and seen us today. I was so good to see them. Do y'all know how nice it is to have somebody that you have not been able to see every time? I mean, for a long time, he just stopped by on the way home. And I was like, what? He used to live in North Carolina, South Carolina, one or two. And I was like, and he's got a beard now, which he has not been able to have facial hair in years. He's got a red beard. I said, oh my goodness. We got some Scottish people in our family. That's why I got the wavy hair like I do, I'm pretty sure. All right. Peacemakers possess these positive characteristics in a group. Oh, hold on, we didn't finish. The value to the group is they comply to authority. I do. I will ask the authority first. As long as they're kind to me and they don't become harsh and they don't act like they don't care, that kind of thing, then I will help them and listen to them. But when they act insensitive and, like they don't care, that bothers me. It says I'm a good listener, I'm patient and empathetic. Will follow a task through from start to finish. Peacemakers possess these positive characteristics in groups. Instinctive relators, so I try to relate to other people. Participative managers who accomplish goals through personal relationships, make others feel like they belong, show sincerity and loyalty, provide specialized skills, can see a process for doing things. That was the thing I was telling you about. I can see the repetitive thing that needs to happen in order to make things happen more efficiently. And I did that all through my job, but they did not appreciate that about me. They're intuitive about people and relationships. They're full of common sense, realistic and practical, buy into team goals, dependable and unvarying, identify strongly with the team, strive to build relationships, consider elements of total project, and then even-tempered, stable, and patient with others. Personal growth areas for peacemakers. This is what I have to learn to work on. Be more open to change. Develop more flexibility. This is why I can appreciate all the people who were mean to me my whole life. Because I've had people come up. I'm on the phone with somebody at my old job. Dude walks over behind me. I can't leave the phone because I'm on the phone with a person, a client. And this person walks up behind me and lets off gas. They call it crop dusting. Thank you for being such a jerk. You made me where I'm able to be flexible and put up with crap, if you know what I mean, to get the job done. I'm just telling you, thank you for being mean to me. You've showed me how to be flexible. If I was a younger person, 20 or 30 years old, I get it. But I'm 50 and I've been through a whole lot of living. So that's what I'm going to tell the dudes when we have a conversation about this particular thing. All right, next it says they need to be more direct in their interactions. Well, what I've learned is when you're direct, people don't like it. They do not like it when you're direct. They all think I'm harsh and mean because I'm straight. I am a straight shooter. However, I have learned to listen. So I try to lean back into that old way of listening before I say something. So I'll let the person have at whatever it is, conversation that they believe that they're going to get some pushback with me. And then when they're done, I go, yep, I agree. Pretty much because I've already thought it through and knew what I was going to do. But because they want it a certain way and they want to feel control, that's what they do. All right. We focus on overall goals of the team rather than specific procedures. That's why I can dish out to other people. Hey, you need to do this, 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 and this to get this accomplished. Deal with confrontation constructively. Abso-flippin-lutely. Yes, indeedy. I am your girl. You got conflict? Let's go listen to your side. Let's listen to your side. Let's figure out what the problem is and why, what kind of solution we need. What do you need from this resolution? And what do you need from this resolution? That's the kind of thing I do. Then it says, increase pace to accomplish the goals. This is probably one of my biggest struggles, honestly, because increasing the pace, to me, you're not able to see the character of a person. People can't see my character if they're just going to throw me into a job. Now, if they're pretty, thank you so much, Wild Rose. So another big thing is people that are in leadership may put me in a position, but then I'm kind of like, are you just trying to see if I'm going to fail because you don't really know me? But at the same time, if they come to me and go, hey, we need you to do this position because we don't have anyone to take that position right now. We need somebody to step into this role. Can you do that? Then I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. I'll show you what I got. All right. They also need to show more initiative. But you see, I don't push because I don't want to offend. So that comes across as meek and a person that's a people pleaser, but it's not. It's simply the fact of like Christ was a peacemaker, right? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. I like being a peacekeeper. I like being a person who's neutral. Straight up. The peacemaker shall inherit the earth, or something like that, I think it is, in the Beatitudes. So I like being that. I kind of like it. Your communication style. Okay, let's go on because it's telling a whole lot of that. All right. Okay. It's saying if you are communicating with these kinds of people, this is what you need to do. All right. So this is something I learned from customer service. This is so cool. Because when I talk to people in New York, they're straight up. Every other word's a F. Every other word is F. So I wouldn't do that back to them. But I was like, I understand that, but can you please stop yelling at me? Like they'll be on there, what are y'all effing doing to my stuff? I want my stuff, blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, okay, we can have this conversation, but you're not going to talk to me like that. That's pretty direct. So I learned that through customer service. See how the Lord put me through all these things to learn all this stuff they're talking about? It says, if you're dealing with a confident, assertive, or aggressive challenges the status quo, seems to like control or dislikes routine, be direct and brief. That's pretty much what I've learned to do. If I get mad and upset, people are talking nasty, do you got a problem? What's the deal? Why are we having this conversation? Right? That's what I do. Stay in the big picture. That's pretty much what I just said. What's the problem? Why are you talking to me like that? Why are you disrespecting me that way? Don't try and share all the details, which I've learned not to do that with some people. I'm just like, I can fix this, but I need you to get out of my way. And I've also had to go through my mind whenever I'm like doing the competitions that we do over in Star Maker, because before I actually realized I needed other people to help me, I was doing it all by myself. It was crazy. For a decision, provide them with options. So a person who's direct. Here's what we can do, or here's what we can do, period. Maintain your focus on results, not on the process. I like it. All right, so then you got the I people who are talkative, optimistic, encourages others, fun to be around, and very social. This was my son's father. Allow them the opportunity to share their ideas. Keep the conversation fun. Don't overwhelm them with too much data. Expect to follow up with them. Provide short, concise information in a friendly way. Now, this is me. S. I am loyal, reliable, a good listener, avoids confrontation, and a mediator. Keep the conversational tone pleasant and friendly. Steer clear of confrontational words or attitude. Express your appreciation for their dedication and loyalty. Focus on maintaining a supportive tone. Provide them with time to adjust to changes. I don't know that I need all of that, but okay. I can see that in the little girl I used to be. Sure can. Little girl I used to be, I would need all that, but I don't need it now. So then we have the C person who says they are analytical, organized, and structured, works well with a schedule, prefers to work alone, and quiet and reserved. Can I say this is Miss Ambergy? I got you, girl. Focus on the facts. What do we need to do? You go on that side of the room, I'm going to be over here. Don't look at him. I mean, we worked well together. I need a C person in my life. I miss Miss Ambergy. Miss Ambergy, if you ever do another job, you want to hire somebody, call me up. You ever get in ministry, call me up. I'm coming to help you. All right, focus on facts. Keep the tone professional. I'll try to do that. Give them all the details. Woo-hoo-hoo. I love it. That's kind of why I went through all I did. Provide them with time to analyze options for decisions. Remember, they may ask many questions because they process by gathering more facts. I love Miss Ambergy. I love Miss Ambergy, and I love Miss Crisp and Miss Davis and Savannah, all of the ones I worked with at Mr. Matt, and I mean, all of them were awesome for me. I like it. All right, communication tips relating to others. Your S and C plotted above the midline. Your style is identified by the keyword. So C and S. No wonder I like her because she's a lot like me then. If she's a C person and I'm an S person, I have both of them. Yeah, I have both of them. This next section uses adjectives to describe where your disc styles are approximately plotted on your graph. These descriptive words correlate as a rough approximation to the value of your graph. Measure how decisive, authoritative, and direct you typically are. Mild, quiet, dependent, and modest. I'm just saying, where is the graph, honey? I'm not seeing it. All right. Processing is highly effective. You are invaluable in your ability to take an idea and make a workable model around the concept. I can start stuff up, girl and guys. You like to be hands-on, and you are great at following through and finishing strong the tasks you undertake. You are a loyal team player who shares recognition with other members of the team. That's the highest one, processing. Now, the above average that I have is you have, this is detailing. You have the ability to logically look at a situation and rearrange things for the most efficient operation. Didn't I tell you that? I learned that about me already. You pay attention to even the smallest details and put the finishing touches on projects. Your surroundings are neat and efficient, and don't let them see my room right now. And you appreciate when others follow suit. Can I say amen? I need a man who's pretty organized. Not perfect. I can deal with some gross, clothes on the floor and everything like that. I'm good. I'm not that crazy. But still. All right, and the next above average says persisting. Others like working together with you because you typically do more than your share of whatever is required. No wonder they like working with me. I do more than they do all the time. And this makes the entire team look good. Imagine that. You will maintain a hands on approach and let others visibly see you as a team player. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ferris. Ferris Dasha. Okay. Now, the next one that I have is well developed, relating. You are naturally friendly and caring, and you are a naturally friendly and caring individual who is very approachable. Others feel very comfortable coming to you, and you make friends very easily. Imagine that. I'm pretty sure that's true. This is called the Maxwell Leadership Quiz or something like that. My professors gave it to me to figure out who I am and what I like and how I am, my behavior. Others feel very comfortable coming to you and you make friends very easily. You are frequently called on when there is a need to network with others to get a project done. Now, the next ones are I'm adequate. Well, actually, I have creating as good, so we'll go to that one. I think that's probably better than adequate, right? So good is probably better than adequate. Creating. You are more comfortable moving ahead in areas in which you have experience and proven results. Sometimes you prefer to have the pace slowed down a bit, that one project can be completed before another venture is begun. I don't think so. I do schoolwork all the time, back and forth, back and forth. Now, when I'm challenged with one, what is the name of it? Thank you for saying that. That's very kind. Whenever I am in a situation, when I have to be fast at something, I usually can do it, but I give myself grace. That's what I've learned to do. Is if I'm gonna have to rush through it and I make mistakes, I'll be like, well, considering the fact that I had to rush through it, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. All right, so there's that. And then my adequate ones is influencing, which this is my attempt to influence others. And I feel like I'm doing it. And I try to influence others by being kind to them and telling them all about God. I can't help it. I like to talk about God. It's just who I am. All right. I am adequate in influencing people. Leading and influencing others is something that comes easier for others, but you are willing to step up to the role when no one else volunteers. You prefer an association with a strong leader who has the same goals and values that you do. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this by myself. So I don't agree with that influencing part. I think they could have given me a better score. In fact, I'm going to tell them that when I get on there. I'm like, I'm not too sure you got that one right on the influencing part, because I'm on live every night of the week reading the Bible. How confident do you have to be, and how much of an influencer do you have to be? I may not be a popular person, but I ain't trying. There we go. So see, effort is what they should look at. Even though I may not have a lot of people influenced by me. I may not. But I am at least attempting to try to be an influencer of other people. All right, now moving on. Directing. I'm good at that too. Now, I'm going to have to check my sugar, y'all, because I feel like I'm getting a little woozy. I might have to eat something. You understand that directing others and doing what needs to be done to hit deadlines is important. You find ways to make this a part of your routine, although you do not consider it a primary strength. Oh, yes, I do. I love directing people to tell them what will help this group do what it needs to do. In fact, when me and Johnny are out there today, we were working on snow shoveling again. We got a large driveway, large parking lot, ain't like a little bit going to the drive to the road, honey. It's big. So when we're sitting there working together, and I'm like, dude, we are just like, he's taking it every now and then, I'm taking it. This ain't working. We got to get some kind of program together, right? So I said, look, chop up the snow and I'll push it. So you're doing the chopping and I'll push it. And so we did that off and on. When we got tired, we'd switch positions and things like that. And it became more efficient. So again, this is just not my thing here. I don't think it's right. Professional style. Supportive workplace style characteristics provides a strong sense of security and grounding for others. Practical in action and no nonsense communicator. Has trouble making decisions quickly. Depends on what it is. I think we should do the right thing all the time. And if it ain't pointing to the right thing, then we need to figure out why it's not pointing to the right thing and which one is the closest right thing to do. I don't mind to make somebody mad. You can do what you want, but I don't think we should do that. Period. All right. Very committed and loyal to others and to the promises they make to their team or associates. Extremely supportive of other associates, not afraid to take more supportive roles. Number 6, their compassion and their empathy for others makes them people who others confide in. Humble leaders who are not high maintenance. Yeah, I believe that. Humble leaders who are not high maintenance, but usually do the maintaining of others. Number 8, highly responsible managers who are great at multitasking. Oh, yeah, I got that one down to a fine job. I can do that. Works to keep systems and circumstances unchanged, steady, and predictable. Who wants to be in an environment where you have to worry about stuff all the time? You don't need to be confident. All he will want to come through. It's his job. We only need to be close to him and be a loud Jesus mouth, his vessel, as he wants us to be. Thank you so much. Yes, I agree with all of that. Thank you. They have a high need to feel appreciated and needed by others in the organization. I don't think so. What I only need is for people to participate. If they don't even like me, that's fine. Just participate. If that's what the group's trying to do, come and try to join the deal. Number 11, becomes overly passive when with more aggressive styles. I'm going to tell you right now, it's fight or flight. And when they come nasty to me, I'm going to be like, do it on your own. I ain't helping you. Good luck to you, Mr. Peabody. I'm out the door. Straight up. That ain't me. If you're going to be aggressive, I don't like it. I'll be like, okay, I'm out. Do what you got to do because I ain't going to listen to it. I think my son's the same way. You want my help, you're going to be nice to me. Okay. Number 12, under stress can become resistant, stubborn, and inflexible. Number 13, great listeners as well as patient and with frustrating issues. Absolutely. Patient for 4 years at least. Patient to fault. Okay. In the workplace. Tips for high S personality styles. The world of business and commerce necessitates a certain amount of risk taking. It's not a very good place, probably. But I did it for years. Yes. Yes. Try to become more forward thinking and more open to trying new things. Honey, If I ain't trying new things, I don't know what to tell you. It looks pretty good right now. I don't know if anybody else does what I do. If you do, tell them I need a partner. We'll do it together. Just saying. This looks like a whole new realm. I can't wait to tell the professors when they say all these things. I'll be like, okay, I understand this is your whole thing that y'all do, this whole thing, but I don't think it's adequate. Accurate. That'd be the right word. Adequate or accurate at this point. All right, it says try to become more forward thinking and more open to trying new things. Don't overmanage others. Honey, look, this is what we need you to do. Just go ahead and try to do that. And if it don't work out, let me know and I'll come help you. That's what I'd say. I want to see you be as ingenuitive as you can be. Do you want some suggestions? And I would give them suggestions. But hey, yeah, do what you got to do. This is what I do. If you want to take my advice, you can, but you can do whatever you want to do. Don't be afraid to ask others to support you in your tasks. That one might need some help in that one. I don't like asking for help because I don't like people to reject me. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I see it, but at the same time, isn't Christ like that too? If they're going to ask from you, he said to give them that and something else. So I'm just trying to be Christ-like. But I agree, to be healthy, it's better to put some boundaries up. I can't do it. And I've learned to ask people for help more now than I have ever done it. Be aware that you need to make time for yourself. Look at that. That's the very next thing. Know when to say no. Try to be more open and expressive with your feelings. I'm pretty sure I'm expressive with my feelings. I don't think I need that help. I might have to check my sugar, y'all. I don't know if this will hang up on y'all or not. All right. It says, learn to stand up for what you believe in and don't be intimidated by other more extroverted styles. Often their bark is worse than their bite. I agree. I do have some trouble with that. But let me just say, when I've had enough, you will see a side of me that is righteously holy. And I will tell you how I feel in a not nice way because I've already tried to, in my opinion, because I am a peacemaker, I guess that's the thing I have to realize is not everybody is. But as a peacemaker, I want to know how everybody feels. And when people that are in leadership that doesn't really care how you feel and they're ready to do it their way, that bothers me because they don't care if anybody's actually getting anything from the deal. They're just getting their way. I don't work well with people like that. And so my thought is if they're not going to come to me and ask me like I would do them, what do you think about this? I think this would be a good idea. Do you think this would be a good idea? They're not like that. They're more like, I need you to do this, and I need you to do that, and I need you to do this. We're not going to want you to do that. We're going to need you to do this over here. I have a problem with that kind of thing because I need you to be more like, these are the options that we have available that I think you would work good in. Where do you think that you could fit in? That's getting my feedback. That's getting some idea about what I think. Because again, if we are our brother's keeper, we should be caring about what other people think and worrying about what other people are going to do if they do this. Because you could lose a lot of people by your arrogant, controlling ways. I just watched a movie, David, the movie David, and it had Saul who wanted to fight with the Amalekites. And that wasn't what God told him to do. So he was going outside of the will of God. And that day they wound up God took that crown from Saul. Him and Jonathan both unlived because of his decision, because he was so stubborn. So that's why I'm cautious. All right. It says, be careful not to sacrifice quality in an effort to find the easy way. I don't do that. Don't be afraid to ask others for formal written feedback as it is much a motivator to the S as monetary rewards. I already have. I've gotten one letter from my teacher. She was really nice. Yeah, I agree. I don't think you're 10 years older than me. I'm 52. I've grown into some of these they're talking about that I have, and I don't think I have them. Don't let your zeal be overpowered by your skepticism. Isn't that funny? Don't let your skepticism diminish the corporate mood or the corporate culture. And application guide. I thought for sure I was going to see a graph in here. Oh, there it is. Okay, we got to probably go over this. Public perception. Okay, so that's funny to me. So I look average as a C person, whatever all that stuff was. But I'm highest in S. And I'm above average publicly in the I, which is showing that I'm talkative and friendly and all of that. So publicly, that shows up good. But stress perception and my mirror, that's under the number, under the line, under the minimum. But the red assertive person is definitely not me. All right, it says here. The mask, your public self. Behavior expected by others. So what these other people think of me. Everyone acts according to how they think other people expect them to. This behavior is the public self, the person projected to others. Sometimes there is no difference between the true person and the public self. However, the public self can be very different from the real person. It is a mask. Graph 1 is generated by the most choices on the personality system and has the greatest potential for change. So it does show S is the highest, but it shows the talkative person and the C person. Let me see what the names of them are again. The influencing and inspiring and the correct and compliant are the same in my public aspect. In the private self, my view of myself, which I still have some more brokenness to go through, right? So I can expect this to happen, but it actually looks like the more talkative person is lower than even the aggressive person, because I can't be aggressive. I have a nasty little attitude when I'm talking to myself. It says, everyone has learned responses from the past. Consequently, these are behaviors which the person accepts about him or herself under pressure or tension. These learned behaviors become prominent, which again shows that I'm a peacemaker. This is the graph which is the least likely to change because these are natural and ingrained responses. That's what I was saying. I used to be this way, but I'm not now. A person's behavior under pressure may be drastically different than his or her behavior in graph 1 or graph 3. Graph 2 is generated by the least choices on the personality system and has the lowest potential for change. So it is almost like a 6. Yeah, it's about like a 6 there, and here it's about a 5 in the mirror. And on the public one, it shows about 4. All right. Then on the mirror, self-perceived, that one's on about a 6. It says everyone envisions him or herself in a particular way. Graph 3 displays the mental picture that one has of him or herself, the self-image or self-identity. Graph 3 combines the learned responses from one's past with the current expected behavior from the environment. Change is in one's perspective can occur, but it is usually gradual and based on the changing demands of one's environment. Graph 3 is generated by the difference between graph 1 and graph 2. Okay. Okay, what does this say? I'm not too sure why. Your keyword style for peacemaker is SC, because C is higher than the other ones. I think that's why they did that. And the content of this report are derived from graph 3. Detailed keyword analysis for personal image. How I respond to pressure. I guess I gotta go through and do all of this. Action plan. I don't know, it's a lot. So there's one of my assignments that I'm probably going to have to do on the 4th. So I've had fun, you guys. We did Bible Worldwide tonight, 1 hour and a half, I guess. Yep, hour and a half. So we are done. Donnie Pace, good to meet you. Glad you're here. We're getting ready to hang up. Tell everybody around you we said hi. Meet us here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. We'll do Bible Worldwide again. And that's going to be in Deuteronomy chapter 20 something. I don't know. Not taking anybody in, Bubba. Good to see you, though. Have a good one. God bless y'all. Is it going to turn off? TikTok is so strange. Bye, you guys.